Hello, my loves. Are you guys ready for this message? Because this message is going to hit home. I know for a lot of you guys who are here on Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot, because I am an ancient energy, like when I say ancient, like an elder, very druid, very ancient. Okay, we'll just say that. So that's me as a soul, and I resonate with different things, different, you know, angelics and beings and deities, and we're all like that, and it's going to be different for all of us. But the message, which the title should reflect this like message for everyone today. The message is that you are a very, 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 very powerful and very deep empath. So your empathy and your gift of empathy, because it is a gift, even though I know you guys, it feels like a curse, like 99.9% of the time or whatever. 99% of the time, it feels like a curse. It really does. 111 on the timer as I look over. You guys are ready for new beginnings. You guys are probably seeing a lot of the 111, 1010, 555. Because you're ready, like it's letting you know, like you're changing, you're all about, like your life is changing, your reality is shifting, the timeline you're on is different, like you're different, you're changing, and you're ready for new. You're ready for new. You've completed something big and you're ready for new. So the download message here for you guys today from the Divine Mother, from the universe, is that you're a very powerful empath. And this is a gift. It's one of your most powerful gifts, actually, is the ability to really feel immensely. And through the feeling, you can see everything. You are hyper vigilant, hyper sensitive to your environments, your surroundings, to people. This is also a trauma response, okay, also. So it's not just the fact that you're empathic, it's also a trauma response from being extremely empathic and from your environments in this incarnation, and also stuff that you're healing from past lives, right? So being this deep empath, and this is probably in the title, you're a deep empath, and we all are divine mirrors and reflections of each other because we're all one, right? So we're all basically different pieces of the all of the we, right? So I'm a piece, you're a piece, everyone's a piece, right? That sounds funny, but anyways, you guys know what I mean. Get your head out of the gutter, Erica. I'm a piece of work. That's what I am. I'm a piece of work. But you are a part of the reason why you're here is because of your deep empathy. So you're able to receive and hold space for a lot more energy and shadow energy and heavy energy and dense energy than other souls can. Okay? So you're a deep empath, and your whole entire life you have worked very specifically as a divine reflection to a lot of very dense energies and people who carry a lot of darkness or shadow, etc. So you came here knowing that you were going to be constantly a mirror to these kinds of energies, okay, to these kinds of people. That's why your journey has been way more intense. Like, you've dealt with way more narcissism than probably most. And by the way, like Ascension is never about comparison, competition. Okay, if you're like using spirit, that's like spiritual ego. And unfortunately, that's another huge thing that we are starting to see a lot of, like all these spiritual gurus and way showers, right? Like, that are on these platforms, and you know, and it's all about, I know what's best and do it my way, and this and that, and this is what you should be eating, and no, this is what you should be eating, and no, this is what you should be doing, and no, this is how you should be. Like, it's crazy how much spiritual ego projection is out there. I rarely see people holding this space, which this is where my elder energy kicks in. I see from such a higher level with everything. It drives people crazy. Like, it's very much been a trigger to people, like people get my whole life, because I'm also one of these kinds of empaths. I am a very, very high level empath. It is not just about feeling deeply, and I'm very in tune with my emotions, and I feel everything so deeply, and everything's so intense, and I pick up on the energy in rooms so, so deeply and profoundly. Yeah, that's empathy. That's being an empath. And starseeds, lightworkers in general, are high-level empaths to begin with. Okay, that's what makes us a little different, because we're in tune with that. What I'm talking about is a different group of empaths. It is a very profound empathy. I'm talking to people who have creative minds. You've been creative your whole life. I'm talking to people who are very in touch with music. Many of us deep empaths, music is a big part of our lives. We would connect and escape through music. We felt like music, especially like older classic rock or bands like Fleetwood Mac, or do you know what I mean? Like, we tend to resonate with the older, with the more classic, you know what I mean? And I know for some of you guys tuning in, that's not older classic to you. That's like your era, But my point of it is like, back when music was really profoundly, really good, where real creative artists were producing music. Nowadays, it is so, I'm not saying, like, there's good music out there, right? Especially in the spiritual community. There's some really great music and really great artists who've been rising, and but you guys know what I mean. Like, everything is like so like edited and auto-tuned, and anyways, let's not get, I'm getting off into music, but you're someone who's always connected very profoundly. I keep hearing Led Zeppelin. Like, for me, Led Zeppelin was like a big one. That was like my first CDs I ever bought or ever owned. Like, it was like Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, the Smiths. I'm like trying to think of like, I'm like, my mind's going blank. But I listen to also like what my parents listened to, so a lot of like Journey and the Eagles and Aerosmith and like stuff like that as well. But my soul, even as a young child or adolescent, called out to the older energy and lyrics, especially like Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, because they talk a lot about like spiritual realm stuff, like, like the song Gypsy, like that. I felt like that spoke to my soul, because I have been a gypsy in many lifetimes. And it's just crazy. So, and then in this lifetime, I've always have like kind of like that gypsy soul where I have moved more than anyone I know. I never like my life has always been very like where I can just pick up and go. And that's just been something that's been a part of me. Like, I don't know, I've always been like that. Like, I'm not someone where I get like, I'm very nostalgic in a lot of ways, and I really appreciate like items and gifts and certain things that are very meaningful, and but I honestly, like, I don't hold on to stuff. I declutter, I let stuff go. So for me, that's just a part of my soul. Like, and that's because going way back, I've had many lifetimes where I've lived these lifestyles, right? So that's many of you guys too. Now, throughout many of your lifetimes, you have worked one-on-one, and you've worked with so many different people. Like, when it comes to human interaction, you may feel kind of like off or weird about it, but it's like on it for who this is for. On a deeper level, you have always felt, I'm here to help. I'm here to help people. Okay? So let's get some cards, because the message is obviously like you're a really deep empath. Oh, I haven't even like said the whole message. So the download was you're a like super like extraordinary high level empath. And your whole entire life, you have acted very specifically as a mirror for other souls to process their trauma, their karma, their grief, their lack of self-love through you. So they process through you. They use you as that mirror and process through you, okay? Now, this is something that I have been wanting to do a video on in some way for a little while now. And I was having a hard time finding the words. And then this beautiful video was put into my awareness today by this beautiful divine masculine. And he just said it so perfectly. And then it just was like, boom. I was like, there you go, right? And that's where, so it actually came from him, the other people, because I was like, I just could not put a finger on how to articulate it into words. And he just came in and completely read my mind today. So I was like, thank you. But it is that. It's people have used you, not used you like they're just using you and they know. It's literally, that's a part of your soul agreements and contracts. That's why you are so, like you can handle bigger amounts of shadow energy, dense energy. Like, you're someone who can keep your cool. You don't freak out. You're not super reactive and all over the place and, you know, like dramatic and like, you know, like you're just, you carry a very elevated, very level-headed kind of calming, soothing, chill, very relaxed energy and vibe. So that's also why, like, there's been so much heaviness and so much pain for you. And and also it's people like psychic attack, like who I'm talking to, you've been dealing with a lot of this. So you've been processing and transmuting karma and doing your own like healing work. But at the same time, and you're also acting as this like powerful mirror to so many dense souls. So these are the souls that like, they will be super programmed, super asleep. A lot of these souls are from their descendants, you know, and their bloodlines are very, very beautiful, powerful bloodlines. And so you're actually meant to be the activator, the trigger. And so a lot of the times though, you know, these might be people that you develop, like you thought maybe, oh, we were really good friends. And then maybe this person flipped and you saw like this whole other side of them and they were shady and they hurt you or backstabbed you or betrayed you. That is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. These would not, and even your karmic soulmates, like you guys may have had past life karma together, absolutely, that needed to be sorted out and balanced. But also for a lot of you guys, your romantic partnerships in this lifetime, the universe just played matchmaker. The universe just said, listen, this is why you're here and this is what you can handle. And this person over here in their lineage is an absolute mess. And we're going to like link you guys up because you're strong enough to hold that kind of frequency, you know, and attacks and whatever comes along with it. Like you can handle it. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt, but you can handle it. And so you have essentially left light with every, like, it's like you have this very memorable energy. Like people come across you, even like, it could be so, for some reason I'm getting in line at Disneyland. So I don't know, this is more specific to those of you guys who have been to Disneyland, I guess. The lines are very long. The lines, there's people, you know, so you kind of, when you're waiting in line at any place that has a long line, a lot of times that's what happens is people in line, they get to talking. They start, you know, talking to each other and, you know, being social while they're waiting in line and why they keep moving up. And, you know, so there's something specific maybe, right, where you guys were sitting next to someone at Disneyland on the ride, or you were in line and you were talking to this person and maybe you felt a lot of heaviness from them. Take this scenario I'm talking about right now and plug it into all these different scenarios throughout your life. Like where a random person started talking to you, or it was a total stranger, or, you know, like it could be like, you know, your grandma who like, you know, just opened up to you one day about like all these things about her and your grandpa or her life, or, you know, just sadness or grief, or, you know, like people can always feel that you are this high level empath that they can feel safe with. Like, oh, you can handle me. You can handle my feelings. You can handle, I can feel like you can handle this. The solar light upgrade. Wow, this is solar plexus. So this week and at this time and over the next couple weeks, like at Lionsgate, because I'm channeling this with Lionsgate. So all these messages are connected to the Lion's Gate, to the planets in retrograde, to the transits, to the solar flares, to all of the energy at this time, this week, through the Lion's Gate portal week. Inner fire and willpower. And look at, on the bottom of the deck, this is the halls of learning. This could speak of like mystery schools, hidden temples, you know, like places where you do soul training in the ethereal realms, other realms, higher dimensions. You're going and traveling and like these, okay, so it's like on other timelines, these parts of you are like hardcore, like getting, you're basically like, you're just becoming like, you're already this powerful soul, but you're waking up to it more. And realizing more like why you're here and what you're capable of doing, which is everything I just said. So this message, this download, this should be more than anything like validation. Not that you're seeking it, but a lot of you guys are. A lot of you guys are like tapping into your solar plexus. You're feeling the inner fire. You're feeling like someone lit the furnace. You know, if you've ever had to light like a pilot light, okay? I know a lot of you guys out there have, right? You've all lived somewhere where you've had gas, or you've had to lit the pilot light, or, you know, you've had to do like the stove, like light the burner on the stove with a lighter, and right? So think of that like within you. Like you have like this pilot light within you, which is the inner fire, your willpower, like the higher self, like all the, right? And that fire was out for so long, or it burned very dimly for so long, and then it just came in, and now it's like an inferno. Like that. Spirit guides, confirmation. There it is. Spirit guides. So this message is coming through like you asked your spirit guides for confirmation. Also, so confirmation, great lessons. This is what I'm talking about. Like your lessons are different than other souls, and all of us come here with different agreements in our soul contract or our blueprint, okay? Like we all awaken at different times, at different ages, you know, we all awaken, or, you know, what initially cracks us open or awakens us is going to be different for all of us, right? Maybe it was a karmic relationship that finally just broke you, you hit rock bottom. For a lot of people, it was an addiction or a near-death experience, you know, which could be substance related. I'm just saying like maybe a near-death experience in a car accident, or okay, like an NDA, or like I said, like, you know, it like a rock bottom moment. That's a lot of times what awakens us. Another thing that often will be the moment of triggering for awakening is a death, someone very close to you passing away, transitioning. That will jolt you into an awakening if that is a part of the soul contract of why that person is transitioning out. Because when people transition out, we as humans go, oh, well, you know, especially if they're elderly. If they're elderly, we just are like, well, it's their time. That's natural. It's the circle of life, which is true. But every soul has its like contract, basically. Like when you come in and the day you're going to go, the time, the date, everything. Okay. The way you're going to go, like everything. Okay. And the way that it's going to activate or affect the people around you that are part of your soul group and soul pod. So that's why like a lot of people, like when, like a lot of people who are very religious, maybe, you know, like a lot of people, I've seen it like where they have a child who passes away or something happens, you know, they will actually become way more spiritual versus religious. Like they will be, it does something, right? It jolts you. So there's that. And then also like for a lot of you guys here that have, you know, been guided to this channel, like I do have many twin souls who are twin flames, because I am a twin flame. So that is also a part of my soul mission. If you're new here, I'm like a jack of all trades, like a spiritual jack of all trades, like not in every way, obviously, like, but twin flame, divine union channel, you know, ascended master channel, archangels channel, like I do everything here, right? But your spirit guides are confirming that you have learned some really, really big lessons. This Lion's Gate is activating and turning up the heat in the solar plexus. I also keep seeing just think of it, everything is affected, but I keep seeing the 3 lower chakras. That's just me personally as an oracle. Like that's what I keep seeing collectively. I also keep being shown that for who this is for, with this confirmation of great lessons and all this beautiful golden energy, that the Lionsgate portal, it is officiating it's officiating a golden timeline that's going to that we all, not all, but many of us are on and integrating into. So that huge golden timeline is actually locking in with Lionsgate. That's what I'm being shown. That's why it's been so crazy, you guys. Like, since 2025 started, but especially like the last few months, the last like 3-4 months have been brutal, right? And we've seen, and I've been talking about this, like whenever I see or feel a timeline, a quantum leap, I always will share it. And like, we've been getting these quantum leaps like weekly. And when that happens, you guys, and it's basically, it's the old like timelines that have been being manifested of, you know, WAR, anything destructive to earth, to humanity, anything that's not for the highest and greatest good, all of the old timelines where the old systems exist, those are what are being collapsed and dissolving out like crazy. I just saw 212133. Thank you, Ascended Masters. Thank you, Yeshua. You guys could be seeing a lot of 33. It could be your age. A lot of star seeds actually, they will awaken at the age of 33. It's not like a thing, but it's just, I've seen it happen before where it's like common enough. Also the age 21, which is interesting because I just saw 21. So that's funny too. It's like a thing in the lineage a lot of the times too, where they'll be like, oh yeah, I started awakening when I was 33, or oh yeah, I started awakening when I was 21, you know. But everyone awakens at every time, all the time, at any age, you know what I mean? I was like, how old was I? That's funny because I wasn't 33. I was around 31, 32, 2016. It would be more like 2017 because I really didn't start like tuning in. I was grieving really badly. Yeah, so I would say like 2017. So I was probably like 31, 32. I think I'm 40 right now, 9 years ago. So yeah, 31. Crazy. Anyways, sorry guys, I was just having a moment. Bottom of the deck is the Emerald Tablet activation, Cosmic Ordering. So that's what's happening. That's exactly what Lionsgate is doing. Is like, this is like all the energies that we're receiving and coming in. Those of you guys who are really attracted to emerald crystals or green crystals or like, you know, whatever it is, also you might be very connected to the Emerald Tablet energies. It speaks of divine alchemy and conscious manifesting. So this is also confirmation for who this is for. So you've been consciously manifesting. Yeah, there's something about crystals, green crystals, aqua, like green, blue, teal. I don't know. That color in general. You could resonate as Mintonkan. Or like, I've been to Mintonka before. Clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy. So this beautiful divine alchemy, this is like the activations. This is what's happening. This is what it is infusing you with, right? So I had to come here and I had to record this to let you guys know that like, basically like, you're not crazy. You do feel things much more intensely than most people do. Even other starseeds, even other earth angelics. Like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know all of the higher dimensional logistics and, you know, cogs and wheels of how it all operates as far as a quantum technological way. But what I can say is that you are different in that regard, and your life has had a lot more pain and grief inflicted upon you from other people. And here's the thing, is that you've also, because of the soul frequency that you are, and because of the older, it's like on a soul level, think of like a newer soul energy, or like souls that aren't as old. They're more like, think of like a teenager versus like someone in like their 80s. So on a soul level, the energy that you carry as a soul is like very elderly, mature. That's why we say it's like an elder energy, right? But for some of you guys, you literally are elder souls who in the higher realms, when you're not on earth, you sit as an elder on councils, high councils. This is not an ego. Like on earth, when we say that, people get like excited and like happy and lit up. Like, yeah, see, I'm on a freaking council, like, you know, that's the human distortion and ego, okay? Like, us elders don't even think of that. Like, it's just a fact. It just is what it is. We sit upon these, we have these seats we sit upon. This is what we do. This is how we counsel things in other realms, star systems, you know, whatever, right? Okay, and then earth. So we actually, for some, like souls, some of you guys, you sat in a council with other elders and maybe other star beings, and you discussed and planned, you know, for a long time, that you were going to come back to earth at this time and be the volunteer soul. You were chosen one. What that means is you chose to come here. You volunteered, you chose, you are one of the chosen ones. You are one of the ones who chose to come. Chosen is not like how other people in the spiritual community try to make it seem, or how people think it is in their ego. Again, that's like a human ego thing, like, I'm chosen, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, we have to get out of these ways, okay? Now, if that's, listen, I can already feel it. I already know it. That there's some of you guys that you call yourself that or whatever. And as I'm saying this, it's triggering for me to say that and for you to hear it. I am also one of those mirrors. That's why the very first thing soul call I ever got to do was to start my YouTube channel and start using my gifts and connecting with other souls using my gifts and helping them in this way. My readings come always with the intention of not keeping you in karmic loops, pain loops, stuck loops. I always come here and I keep it real 1,010%, the best that I can to my awareness. Because the whole purpose of me being here with you is to lock arms and be the friend here, to bring you messages of confirmation, like, this is where you're at, this is incredible. I mostly just confirm what your intuition and what your signs and synchronicities are already telling you, but I do bring through a lot of information. The whole point of it is to help you elevate. It's to help you move beyond limitations, restrictions, false programs, you know, these old versions of self that people still run on, and, you know, all these things, especially when it comes to divine union. So many people, that's what we do. We've been conditioned. Like, it's just what we do. We go outside of ourselves looking for love. Looking for love, like Johnny Lee, looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many faces. That's what we do until we elevate in consciousness and start healing and go back within and fall back in love with our journey and ourself. And, you know, so these are the souls I'm talking to. This is what you've been moving through. And it's been really hard because at every single turn and corner, the people that you come, now these people work as mirrors for you as well. So you've learned a lot in these processes. You've learned a lot. You've learned a lot of, hey, that person I never want to be. Like, they've reflected a lot to you of how you've grown, how you've elevated, how, you know, you really do come from a place of love versus maybe where they come from, which is a place of, you know, ego, selfishness, narcissism. Like, a lot of these people that process that, you know, you were meant to be a mirror so they can look within and start processing their stuff, like, through you. Okay, they were very intense. Yeah, the Hierophant and the Priestess, exactly. And the King of Cups, yeah. So I'm talking to, look at this. These are divine counterparts, by the way. This is also a message for who this is for. You have helped so many souls. And you're a master alchemist. You're a shadow worker. A shadow worker and a light worker are the same thing. We all have the light and the shadow. We all have the yin and the yang. But a lot of like people, when they awaken and they start like, you know, like being like a spiritual like guide or friend, teacher, business, whatever, right? I noticed that many of them, they sway, they stay away from the hard work, which is the shadow. They spiritual bypass. Thank you, Spirit. They spiritual bypass. But we, as the Hierophant and Priestesses, we look at that right through the eyes. I'm not saying that all of us, I have spiritual bypass before. We can only do the best that we can do. Like all you can do is all you can do with where you're at, vibrationally, frequency, and consciously. You know? So I look back on me like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like I see how much I've changed and how I'm more in my heart and like I'm less in the ego, and I feel so much of the ego. You know, because for a while there I felt like I had a chip on my shoulder and I was trying to prove a point to myself or others or something because of all the abuse I had taken throughout, you know, my life and with men and just everything. So it was almost like rubbing a dog's face in the you know? Like, well, take a look at me now. Take a look at me now. Some Phil Collins. I feel like that's masculine and feminine, like even that's relevant. Take a look at me now. So that's a part of the message too, because priestesses, divine feminines out there in this incarnation, as we've come back to earth in the new golden earth age, whatever you want to call it, we'll just say this is the grand rising. The prophecy timeline of being fulfilled. We are the ones lighting the fire and the way for these beautiful Hierophant masculines. And yeah, there's many masculine way showers too. I don't want to like, I can hear you guys like, well, what about us? I hear you guys too. But it is the divine feminine that is this really beautiful way shower and guide. She's the way shower here in this lifetime, right? So that's, again, it's just confirmation of you're not crazy. And please, please, please never compare apples with oranges. Every you know, it's all fruit. They're different fruits, and they both are exquisite and divine and taste incredible. And not everyone's gonna like oranges, and not everyone's gonna like apples. And that's okay. On these spiritual journeys, I'm witnessing so much competition and spiritual narcissism. I'm seeing a lot of people that are pretending to hold a safe space and community, and they're completely spiritually narcissistic. These would be the same ones that, you know, make a video on Instagram and say like, you know, you're full of parasites and heavy metals and, you know, this and that and la 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 la, and do you have this, and, you know, do you have a tired liver, and do you have this, and all these symptoms, and, you know, people are watching the reel and they're like, yeah, I do, right? And then instead of this person offering options or remedies, I know a lot of people do this. I'm talking about the ones that don't. They will immediately go comment, you know, healthy down below, and we'll get you set up and set you up. And, you know, it's all about the fucking money. 444, right as I say that. Thank you. 100,000 angels just joined, supporting me in this message. Absolutely. I'm all about the hustle. I'm all about the money. Meaning like us, we deserve it. Like it's all about energetic flow and energetic exchange. 6 of Pentacles. As above, so below. If I'm offering a service and I'm tuning in from the above, then the energetic exchange is to receive something from below. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about like those kinds of people, you know? Oh, this, and this. You know, comment down below tarot and I'll send you a free reading, and then you got to go in and sign up and pay and do all this stuff, and then they send you some bullshit, you know, reading or whatever. Like that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember. Temperance is coming up like in every single reading that I'm doing right now. Literally I just saw 444 and I said thank you angels, and then the card of the angels. In this show, Game of Thrones, he is an angel. Followed by the devil. Look at that with the Hierophant and the Priestess and the angels and the devils. And then the masked people. Yeah. So for me, what this is showing is that, you know, both your inner and masculine are extremely, extremely powerful on a spiritual level. Okay. There's also a really beautiful divine couple here that are absolute spiritual rock stars. And they are here to anchor, to grid, to heal. And he supports her. She's the one who does, and she shows him the way. And he does work with her, and she shows him more about his gifts and his, you know, things like that. That's the kind of couple that is in this timeline right here that we're on now. That, like I said, is anchoring now in this week at this very moment in time with the Lion's Gate. And the eclipses that are going to be coming up at the beginning of September, they start around the 7th of September. We get the first one, I believe. Those are going to eclipse out more of the gunk and the shadow and the darkness. Moving forward, you are still this powerful mirror and alchemist. You're a shadow alchemist, which you help people transmute their pain, their grief, their sorrow, their trauma, their darker aspects that they shove away and are embarrassed and ashamed and that they hide. And right, we all have that. So these people, they come to you and what do? They project it on you, they attack you, or it comes out in certain ways, okay? But what do? You have, I see it very clearly, you always look at it like, what is wrong with people? Like, what is wrong with this person? Like, you can see that something deeper, something higher is going on. You also know it's not you, even though there's been times where you have felt like it was your fault, where people twisted it so much that they really, really manipulated you to make you think you were crazy or whatever, but you never were. You were just very psychic or very deeply empathic. Very clairvoyant or clairaudient or whatever. But the fact that they came out together and the fact that these came out together, it means that you are a masterful soul. You are like an elder soul. Because on a soul level, you hold all of these energies in balance. Like someone who's spiritual bypassing, they would be like all up on Instagram or YouTube, like, oh, I'm this priestess, or oh, I'm this powerful, you know, divine masculine, and, you know, whatever. But again, they'd be pumping stuff out. Like maybe they'd be spiritually bypassing where they're just love and light and let's just do this, and, you know, but they're never talking about any of this, you know, so it creates. So I'm talking to those of you guys where you came and like internally and on a soul level, you've always been more in balance and more grounded in these ways. Darkness is drawn to you. Like you may have even felt at some point in time, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I like a freaking magnet to, you know, assholes, or, you know, like just people who are just like crazy, or why does always these crazy things happen? You know, it's because of that, because you are someone very, very, very important. Now, I just want to say real quick before we go, all of that, with that being said, all of that, because I said it's a gift. It's actually your like strongest gift. In the eyes of the universe, like through your embodiment here and being here, and through like your gifts and your empathy, and like through like the transmutation of what you're helping to transmute and alchemize, while also transmuting, alchemizing your own experiences and karma and everything else. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, I just want to say that all of that, all of it, stuff that you don't even remember, you're not even consciously aware of anymore, stuff that you've done throughout your whole life, the kindness, the helping, the planting of seeds of love, the I forgive you, the every moment where you started rising up and seeing more clearly, and I'm gonna be the bigger person here, like meaning like I'm just gonna stop reacting and I'm gonna stop engaging. And you know, every time you start, so, and as you've been evolving on a soul level and in your ascension journey, you have been starting to reflect more of that healed energy. Okay? So it's really beautiful. So it shows your evolution and how you've helped everyone, every single soul that you've ever helped, every single thing that you've done like that. It's all coming back to you now. What I'm hearing is this is the timeline. Show me the money. Show me the money. Is this the timeline? Show me the money. Is it just, I mean, because, hey, you know, I don't know. But I see it. Like, this Lionsgate, and you guys know, I was saying last year, 2024, I said, watch, 2025, next year's Lionsgate. I was like, it's going to be freaking epic. Go back, if you can, and just pull up some of my, like, you can watch one of my lives, or any videos that I did around Lionsgate portal. Okay? Even the Lionsgate workshop we did last year, if you guys remember me saying that, I said, watch, 2025 Lionsgate is going to be epic. It's evolutionary, meaning it's huge. It's evolutionary. And it is that on a grand global scale as well as on an individual scale for you. It is extraordinary and it's evolutionary. Give me the energies of this timeline, please. One more. The Chariot, it's victory, followed by the Eight of Spears, which is 8, confirming the 8 portal. In August, the 8th month, around like 8 portal, it is a big fat yes. It is a big fat yes. The Chariot. Also, like, the dragons are coming through so strongly with this Lionsgate. The dragons are very active. They are very much around. They are... If you connect with the dragons, then you'll know. So, like, if you resonate with the dragons and you, like, are like, I love dragons. I've always been drawn to dragons. Maybe you work with the dragons or, you know, whatever. But we all have, like, we have, like, a soul dragon. Like, a dragon that has been with us since the beginning of our incarnation. Just like our guardian angel. We each have one guardian angel, okay? That is what I've been shown. That is what I've been channeled and shared with. And that is... And I resonate with that, okay? You might be watching and maybe you resonate differently. That's okay. My experience and awareness doesn't have to match yours, okay? So this is confirmation. It is all about fast forward movement. This is a victory timeline. This is also confidence, feeling more energized, more energy. Because what's happening right now is there's a bunch of the old as well as energy that you have brought in and absorbed from other people. So you're transmuting a lot, not just your own stuff, but collectively. Now, I want to say that many souls just do that naturally. They don't realize it, but they're feeling the collective energy. They're helping transmute the collective energies, the heaviness, etc., right? Again, I want to reiterate that you guys are a different level type of alchemist, transmuter, okay? You're a different level of it. Does that mean you're better? No, that does not, it never means that. In fact, you know, you probably want to, like, you probably wish you could switch places with some souls. Like, you know, you want my job and I'll take your job instead, you know, like that, okay? It's more like a burden. And that's why your whole life has felt the way it has and you've been hit so flipping hard the way you have. It was only meant to break you to make you. But it was never meant to break you to keep you broken. That was never it. And you have attracted many broken people. People come to you. The broken ones are the ones that are drawn to you in a huge way. Like, and when I say broken, I mean like deep, deep, deep wounds, deep trauma, deep darkness, dense shadow, lot of shadow, and very powerful lineages, a lot of them, which is why the universe paired you up with them so you could help them and the lineage. Okay? It is an honor and a privilege to be a soul in this position. And the rewards are plenty. In fact, as we go, I love you guys. Again, this was another long one. I didn't mean for it to be, but it just is what it is. Let's go ahead and end on that note. Show me of the incoming. Show me for these beautiful divine masculines and feminines, these priestesses, these beautiful high priest kings, these empresses and these emperors that have known so much density, pain, and darkness, helping the collective and other souls and themselves awaken and rise and heal. Show me the victory, please. The Eight of Spears and the Chariot. The elephants. The elephants are the gentle giants. So you could be very connected to the elephants. The elephants also represent like closeness, family, soul connection, soul family. Elephants are very, very close, and they're very protective of their family, of their little ones. They're all protective of each other. When they fall asleep at night, they lay on the ground. They all have to be touching each other, like their tail or their leg, or it's so cute. But it speaks of lucid dreams, so you could be having some lucid dreams. There could also be like lucid dreaming or dreams or like, okay, experiences from the past, people from the past, especially like the devil energies from the past. If they're resurfacing or someone from the past reaches out or whatever it is, it's just a moment for you to finally let go, release, whatever it is, close, officially complete and close the contract, whatever it is. Okay. I have like 3 different messages that I have to record, but like another message that I'm getting and that I'm going to be recording is that there's a huge message coming through for, for you guys that, who I think it's for all of you guys. You are so protected. It's not even funny. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a reading about that. And then I'm going to be doing a reading about the high powered, cosmic couple. I'm just gonna, it's like a super, it's like a power couple, but it's like a cosmic power couple here on earth, here to do some big work. Powerful, it says powerful, yeah. Having your wits about you, and that's what I mean. Like, you're someone, like, no matter what, you have your wits about you. Like, other people, you guys know what I'm talking about. They freak out. They get scatterbrained, they can't concentrate, they get all, dramatic, and you're just like so chill. That's what I see. Because in your other lifetimes and other, places in the universe and stuff, you've seen it all. On a soul level, like, you've seen it all. It's almost like the shock factor, like, that doesn't shock me. Someone goes, oh my God, did you hear this happened? And oh my gosh, this happened on the news. And did you hear about this? And you're just like, and people may get offended. This happens to me all the time. When people get upset at me because I don't react like a fucking circus monkey to what they're saying. So it's like they come and they share something or they say something to me that they think is crazy or this happened or oh my gosh. And if I don't react the way that they are wanting or expecting me to, like they already have it in their head of like how they want me to react, when I don't do that, and it's just because I have that energy on a soul level, I'm just like, yeah, like I'm not surprised. Like, yeah. And that honestly is like my reaction. And people get so pissed, but again, that's a them problem. And see, that's what I mean. I'm one of those souls like you where that's a perfect example. And that's a big message. Think about this. Food for thought, spiritual digest as we end this reading. But it does say telepathy, trust, supportive. You are so, so, so supported. So supported. Whatever is like, whatever in this moment of your journey and in this present time of your life, whatever it is that has your stomach in knots or is creating anxiety or worry or fear, it's probably around the material realm. Money is probably a huge one. Financial freedom, your job, your career. I want a way out. I'm seeking a way out. I'm manifesting a way out. That's what I'm seeing. But what I'm getting here is stop feeding the demons. There are literal specific demons that feed off certain energies like that. So you may even want to say that, like, I rebuke all demonic energies. I rebuke them now. I do not consent to any demonic attachments. I do not consent to AI. I do not consent to anything that is not of the highest, greatest good of me. And so it is done. Aho. I say aho. You could just say amen or ashe or whatever. But you are the mirror of the devils. Like people who are in the ego, distorted ego, or like I just said, people who, you know, or it's like people who, like, you know, like they post something and they tag you in something and you don't see it. And then like a day or two goes by. Again, this always happens to me. People legit get upset. And I'm like, it's not my responsibility to show up and react and be your little circus monkey and entertainment of, oh yeah, oh my God. You know what I mean? And it's also not my business or fault or anything to do with me when you get offended or upset because I don't react how you are hoping I will or think I will or want me to or whatever it is. We have to release ourselves from other people's expectations of us. You know? It's like people who reach out for a reading from me. They'll reach out for a reading, and let's say I don't get back to them like the same day. They will start spamming my email, which is the worst thing you can do, because then usually then you just get shuffled into the Gmail, you know, or into the spam folder. I'm sorry, Gmail does that all the time. Gmail's terrible. I hate Gmail. I honestly do. And if you are like a business owner or you work with Gmail daily, like you know what I mean. Anyways, obstacles are removed. So that's why it's like, hey, you just be in this moment, you have to flow like the river and trust. In this moment, because you are literally here, everything is moving forward so fast. Just as fast as these old timelines are collapsing, the new timeline is here. And the timeline that I see is a golden timeline. This timeline that is anchoring right now on Earth is what us light workers made happen. So that's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. That is our healing. That is us choosing to be in our hearts. That is us loving everyone, seeing the unity and the oneness of all and the we, like having compassion, forgiveness, like all of that is why the golden timeline is here now, and it's locked in, it's locking in, it's integrating in, and your life is going to change very fast, and it's going to change a lot. I said it's evolutionary. It's going to change your life a lot, these beautiful things coming in. Okay, so confirmation. You are not crazy. You're just a very, very high level, ancient empath, basically. And that's a part of why you're here. So after watching this reading, as you go out and about, or the next time you are face to face with someone, keep that in mind. I'm just another reflection and version of them, and they're just another reflection version of me. So the way that I look at it, you guys, like when I'm connecting with people, or you know, I'm out and about or whatnot, like, yeah, it can be triggering, and yeah, it's exhausting, because yeah, energetically, like, there's so much heaviness. It's a lot. I can go into Costco or somewhere like that and be drained of energy in 2 seconds. But also, that's in some ways like my own fault. If I don't go in there with my shields of protection up and grounding, and you know, if I know I'm going out or I'm going places or I'm going to like a big like family thing or a lot of people, you know, I have to meditate. I need to make sure I ground my energy, because if you go in there and you're not grounded, you're gonna just blah. That energy's gonna take you. And I've been on both ends. It's taken me, and then I've gone in before where I'm shielded, I'm grounded, I've meditated, and it doesn't bother me at all. So shielding ourselves, big one, big one. Because now you guys, now after Lionsgate is initiating this, and this again is just Erica, Gypsy Cowgirl, me as an oracle and a priestess and a channel. That's just what I'm receiving. But this marks the beginning of the era. Officially, like it marks the beginning of the new earth era. So now we are like on this golden timeline, and because we're on this golden timeline, the vibrations upon earth are shifted. Okay, now we're gonna see a lot more stuff starting to happen in the false 3D matrix. And yeah, it's again, souls like you are the ones here to hold it down while all this stuff goes crazy, because again, you can keep the calm, cool, collected. Elephants are chillaxed energy. They're not hyper and, you know, all over the place, and they're so chill, so relaxed. They move slowly. They're very present. Okay, like channel the elephant spirit. Okay, channel the elephant energy. But you are like a next level soul. In fact, let's end with a message, since we're already like, you know, we're already an hour in. So, but I'm telling you, okay, and the rewards. Because of this work, this is some of the most powerful work. This is like the hardest work. Everyone's a reflection. So everyone on earth on some level is doing this anyways. But the souls that you have encountered, many of them, it was very, very specifically designed and planned. And these souls carried an extreme amount of negative or dark karma, whatever you want to call it, that needed to be healed. So you said, I'll help, I'll do it. At some point, I'll come face to face with them, or I'll be in a relationship with them, or I'll be their friend, or maybe it's your mom, or maybe it's your brother, or maybe it's your aunt, or a cousin, or, you know, but you know what I mean. You have put in the work, my love. You have put in the work, and now I swear, the Chariot with the 8 of Spears, you have the, yeah, you're the Eagle Spirit, number 23. 23 is a very special number for me personally. Spirit has your back. Yeah, exactly. Spirit has your back. Spirit has your back. I remember it said, where's that card? It said, where'd it go? Great lessons, confirmation. Where did I see that? Maybe it was like on the bottom of the deck. Maybe it was on the bottom of the deck and I saw it. But anyways, it was like a very protective energy. And then, oh, here, duh, supportive. Like you're very supported. Spirit has your back. You're extremely supported. Exactly. And the elephant, like if you ever, like you do not want to get caught in a stampede of elephants, because the elephants, they will run down trees, cars, people. Like they do not give any F's, okay? Like they will run through it and down, okay? So when it says obstacles removed, I want you to know that your dragons, the eagle spirits, the elephants, your galactic family, your literally, it says your spirit guides, confirmations, and great lessons. So they are chasing away anything that wants to, so that's what I mean. You're really, really protective, okay? Oh, well, I was going to shuffle, but look at just right there, bottom of the deck, trust the seasons. See all the different versions of you? Now you're here. And it's like all these versions of you are still you, and they're on, but now you're this version. It's time to leave behind all these old versions. It's time to rewrite your story. It's time to retrain your mind. It's time to keep reprogramming and do that conscious manifesting. It's time to dive in and work with crystals also. Crystal healing is so powerful. This morning I was super guided. I cannot wait to work with some of my my one-on-one healing, energetic, intuitive healing sessions I do with people. because I am like an ancient soul. Like I have all these different like intuitive healings that I do, and channeling and light language, and work with crystals and sound and whatever I'm called to do, right? But it's always so special, so powerful. Anyways, this morning, I just got this beautiful piece of malachite yesterday, actually, from my sister-in-law, because she sells, it's like one of her things. So she sells, like, she does like a little crystal thing like on the side, and she does makeup, and so she has like some, you know, really pretty crystals, and that's where I got this beautiful crystal bracelet with, it's full of rainbows. But anyways, I was like, oh my god, I have to have. So I guess she got this from a special place in Arizona. She was like, these are the last ones that I have from Arizona. But I was so drawn to it. It's malachite, raw malachite, and when you take it out in the sun, it just sparkles with so much glittery sparkle and green. Anyways, it's beautiful. But this morning, I was intuitively guided. This is what I mean by my healing sessions, and I do them all remotely. So often I will use my own body, right? Anyways, I placed this one on my heart, and then these two, which is azurite and shalactite, or shalact, I can't remember. Very powerful though. I was guided. Put these babies on my throat chakra, this on my heart chakra. You guys, I swear I have never ever had such a powerful, almost instant past life regression and emotional release. It unlocked and activated the heart. It was like a blocked pipe or something that opened, like a fire hydrant, and just started. I was bawling, crying. Then the throat was going crazy. I started coughing like crazy, like almost choking, but it was because it was clearing, and it was like all of the stuff that was right. And then the coughing and choking basically stopped, and then I felt the energy and the activations happening. I physically felt them in my throat, my heart. This is the work I do with clients. And except I will often, you know, sometimes I'll just like, this is your throat, this is your heart, and it's just as powerful. Or I will literally lay down and I will use my own body and lay them like on my chakras, but I'm doing the work on you. Okay, and you will feel it. So it's like I'll lay them on my body, but you're the one that will feel everything remotely. It's crazy. It's wild. I know, I love energy and all this stuff. But I swear to God, and I was like, I freaking love our intuition. I love it because that was intuitively. I did that intuitively. I just felt called. I tried it, and it was like, oh my God. So there you go. Another intuitive healing modality for people that are needing extreme healing and releases and clearings from blockages in their throat and their heart, or just other chakras too, obviously. But it's freaking awesome. And then I just felt so much light. Like I felt like the tension and pressure like in my shoulders and in my rib cage, like it like released. Like it was so much. It was such a powerful release. And then it was when that happens. So when I do this work, when the past life regression happens, it's basically like a piece of your subconscious is opened up. It's a valve that opens. So stuff that was suppressed in the subconscious, it bubbles up and it comes through, and you will visually see it and remember it. And then you'll also be feeling everything from these like flashes or clips that bubble up from the work. And then that's when you have, and then you feel all of the emotions that you suppress attached to that memory and vision, etc., and experience. And then you feel all that come up and you process that. And then that's the moment. Like, it is so cool. Anyways, I just felt called to share because that's what I mean. Like, many of you guys, like, listen, we live on an earth that everything has been like, you know, and I am Reiki certified. Reiki level 1 certified, but everything else is intuitive. Everything is intuitive, you know? And that is who we are, and that's who you are too. It's not typically like stuff someone is going to teach you. It's stuff that you already know. It's already in you. Okay? So I feel like that stuff is opening up too. Like you're just remembering more, okay? Anyways, you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Your life has been extremely difficult. It really has. And the way that you feel things, like we'll just say like a deep high level empath, they feel things like times 50, we'll say, right? this group of souls who this is for through all space and time, because this is timeless. Even though I'm channeling in the week of Lionsgate, it's timeless. Let's say you find this 3 years from now in the middle of December, right? It's still your message, and the energy is still, everything is still your message. Anyways, I can't remember what I was going to say, but if you want to work with me one-on-one, whether it's a vent sesh, a general psychic medium reading, or I do Akashic past life sessions with you guys, which are extraordinary, very healing, very cool, extremely detailed, like they are insane. How I tune in and tap in, Akashic readers and people who have this gift, a lot of people go to classes, or they do a course, or they go to school, or they get, you know, for Akashic reading, and that's beautiful and wonderful. That's just their journey. My journey was different. It was just very natural. It opened up organically like everything else has. And the readings are just insane. It really is cool. It's like you are going in to your past, and it's down to the clothes, the smells, the food, your name, you know, it's very, very cool. So everything's down below. And then of course I have the one-on-one healing sessions, and then I do shadow work healing sessions, which are insanely powerful as well. For anyone feeling like they need assistance with shadow work, or how do you even do shadow work, or am I doing this right, or whatever it is, okay? So it's to help in that way. And that is why I came to Earth, is for these things, so I can assist, so I can bring healing, so I can help you see past lives and heal that, and break vows, oaths, and contracts that are still keeping you stuck from certain timelines, or whatever it is, right? Okay. And many of you guys, you know, you might be working in these areas someday too, right? So what I'm hearing is it's all happening now. It's all happening now. Yes, it is. I claim it now. Comment down below. It's all happening now. And so it is. It's all happening now ×3. And so it is. It's all happening now. 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 And so it is done. Aho. Amen. Ashe. I love you guys so much. Oh, also, shoot. Oh my gosh, I forgot again. I'm so terrible. I'm so terrible. Oh gosh. Well, I'm going to be recording. I forgot, like, a beautiful company that has sent me roses before, Rose Forever. They sent me a new box bouquet of these beautiful roses, and I keep forgetting to set them up and to share it and tag it, because I resonate as a blue rose Magdalene priestess. I resonate with all of the rose energies and colors of what it all means. But I resonate deeply with the blue rose as a blue rose priestess and oracle and healer, etc. So I asked for these royal blue roses and honor of Lionsgate as well, because I see the two colors that are connected to Lionsgate are like this kind of color, like blue, and then gold. Gold and blue is the colors, the color vibrations and color and healing energies and colors that I see connected to this portal and to work with this portal energy. So that could be another thing for you, lighting blue and gold candles, you know, wearing the color blue or gold, or wearing gold, extra gold, or whatever it is, right? So anyways, I know this was a long one, but I love you guys so much. We are doing our 8/8 portal Lionsgate Quantum Healing and Activation Workshop. If you are wanting to join us, if you're wanting to be a part of this, because we are going to astral travel, so we're doing this on the 9th, which is this Saturday. So the portal peaks, it starts peaking, the peak day is the 8th. So we're going to be doing the workshop in the midst of the peak energy, the morning after the 8th, on the 9th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over Zoom. It is recorded. The recorded experience is the same exact thing. It's just as powerful because it's a quantum experience. So whenever you tune in, and as many times as you tune in again to the recording or rewatch it, you're there in real time every single time. We are astral traveling to the Sirius star, where we will be greeted and working and receiving some really, really much needed and powerful healings, clearings, and activations with the Sirians one-on-one. And then we're going to come back down, and we're coming to Egypt, a timeline of ancient Egypt, okay, where we are going to go into a temple, and we are going to, again, be receiving some activations. But what we're going to do in the temple is we're going to be doing some work for the earth now, but we're doing it in this ancient timeline, in another timeline, but we're calling in the timeline, but we're connecting to the timeline now. And we're going to do some really powerful gridding and anchoring, okay, as individually. So these experiences, when we do these workshops, these quantum experiences and these workshops, if you're new here or if you haven't been to one, when we do the live, you know, there's a group of people on the Zoom, right? But when we go into the experience, everyone is muted, everyone turns off the cameras. No, you know what I mean? So it's, and when we go in, it's your own experience. You're not going in with every single person. Like when we go to the Sirius star, you know, it'll be you, just you there with the Sirians as I'm channeling and speaking. And, you know, so it's like your own experience, but it's also this beautiful group experience that we get to have too. So it's really neat. It's the best of both worlds. These are just incredible. Tickets are only $44, you guys. And those of you guys who have been to workshops in the past, like please leave a comment down below. Like it could just be like, workshops are awesome, or, you know, or if you feel like called to share. And just by the way, just by doing that, that's like helpful for me, but it's also helpful for you, because it's like you're anchoring love and you're sharing that love and that truth with other people. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just, it's just good, right? So anyways, if you want to sign up for this, just send me an email, GypsyCowgirlTarot@gmail.com, subject title 88 portal, and then we'll get you set up. We'll get you added to the list, and we will get the Zoom link over to you, okay? Again, if you can't make the live this Saturday the 9th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's all good, okay? The recording is just as powerful. In fact, a lot of people, they will participate, and they'll buy tickets for every workshop when I get the call to do these. But a lot of times people, they prefer to just do it on their own rather than, you know, being on the live. They like the recording, you know, which I think is very cool too, because I'm kind of like that. If I wasn't the one facilitating and I was like, oh, someone's doing this workshop and I want to be a part of this experience, I might do the live, but I would probably prefer just doing it on my own. So I get that. Anyways, okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me for an hour and 12 minutes. But I mean, this is such a big message for so many people. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. Happy Lionsgate week, and I will see you with more messages.